My name is Uncle Makara, aka Sumat Chatterjee, Masters in Applied Positive Psychology and Coaching Psychology. Today we're speaking all about a very, very important topic, and we are live with it, like always, okay? Until it changes, okay? I might be doing some videos maybe this month or next month, depending on it, but I like this live stream quality because you can really access, the present moment and be in the here and now, okay? Okay. So, let's get tapped in, okay? Today was day 2 of the mindfulness retreat that just ended today. It was an amazing experience. I presented and spoke in a panel discussion, including with my father and 2 other people from our Sangha, including shout out to, Palavidi and Ujjainidhi. And very, very powerful lecture because we got to really look at where people's minds were. And this topic came up, adolescents, they have such a short attention span. Maybe some of you watching are young, adolescents, and you're struggling with really focusing, and maybe you're addicted to video games, okay? So this one is for the gamers, okay? The ones that are trapped in that challenge skills ratio, okay? I find the challenge skills ratio fascinating. So again, if you are unfamiliar, okay, it's the other way around, anxiety, okay, challenge on one side, skills on the other, okay? So, if you look at this model, right, here you're tapped in. Too much challenge, not enough skill to handle it is anxiety. Too much skill, but not enough challenge. You're bored. You see what I'm saying? So between anxiety and boredom, you're in the zone. When you have a moderate to high level of challenge and a moderate to high level of skill, you get tapped in. But this is also the reason why a lot of people are addicted to video games. Why? Because the video game is challenging them, number one. And the video game, they have the skill for it. Maybe they're like level 5,000 on Warcraft or something, I don't know, right? They're so immersed into it, right? It's become a part of their identity. I'm a gamer now. And now all these new apps are being introduced for gaming. Rumble, Twitch, whatever else, right? Kick, all of these different platforms for streaming. EA Sports being recognized as an actual sports league, right? We're playing video games, pretending to be athletes now. But really think about this, guys, okay? Hey, I used to be obsessed with video gaming, okay? When I was in high school, guys, I used to be like a part of those multiplayer LAN parties. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, where you join like a Counter-Strike server, right? And you just, you choose 2 teams, and that's what we used to do, man. We used to get these tablets, right? And these tablets, like these little laptops, these tablet screens that they used to give us as a part of our in high school experience, right? So this was in Thailand, in Bangkok. And it was interesting, man. We would just tap in and play like in these LAN parties and recess and stuff like that, where we had breaks. And I would notice that, wait a second, like, how is this changing my day-to-day, right? Because there is a certain type of rhythm that you have when you're playing a game, and then there's a certain type of rhythm that you have in your waking life. However, what if you could gamify your life? What if you could understand that my life is actually a game, okay? And a game that's played really well is a game that you enjoy playing, correct? A game that you enjoy playing is an amazing game, correct? Okay, do you like playing The Sims? Why not have The Sims in real life, okay? So this is really, really important for us to get, right? Important for us to understand. Hey, what's up, guys? Hello, Trip. Okay. you're new here, welcome, welcome. All right, so we're talking about gamifying our lives. You know how teachers used to like give us gold stars, you know, when we were younger? They used to give us a pat on the back, you know, gold star, some level of a reward, right? And in video games, you notice you get that. You get a power up, you jump on a mushroom, you know, you go to the next level. But in real life, we don't really feel like we're leveling up until we apply gamification, right? Now, I want you to look at gamification based on creating your own flow state rituals. So rituals that tap you in to your zone. And the best way that I could advise you to do this is to create healthy habits for that state to emerge that you're already doing. Okay? So let's say that every day you take a shower, every day you wash your face, whatever it is, right? Every day you do certain activities, right? You go to the gym, maybe you do, you go to work. You have daily activities that you do already. Those are imprinted, hardwired, they're habits that you do daily, right? Now let's say you want to introduce a yoga practice. Let's say you want to introduce a meditation practice. Let's say you want to introduce, a kind of a martial arts practice, whatever it is, right? You have to adapt it according to your schedule. So I know on Mondays I don't work. Therefore, I can call a trainer to train me in kickboxing and grappling and train me in my own home, right? Like a dojo. So I find that really, really valuable to be able to do that on a Monday, right? Whereas it wouldn't work for other days in my schedule because I have students, clients, etc. So according to your own schedule, you got to understand, if you want to make it a habit, it's got to come with a habit that you already have, right? So really, really get this, guys, right? When you wake up in the morning, when you're feeling energized, right? Not a lot of us feel energized in the morning. Like some people wake up like zombie mode, like, like a groggy, state. But then there's some of us that understand that there's actually a perkiness with it when we wake up, right? Now you can even gamify that, right? You could even gamify that thing. And I think it's really, really key when you can pinpoint that thing. Because again, for some of us, you need to do happy baby pose and yoga to access your lower body more because you're in your mind. You're in your head all the time, right? And you're trying to get out of bed, but you're still in your head. Bars, okay? You're trying to get out of bed, but you're still in your head. And I'm in a bed, and I love red, right? Whatever. So let's tap into this understanding first and foremost. Your daily habits that you're already doing, introduce a new flow state practice, a new habit right after you brush your teeth, right after you go use the restroom or use the shower. I imagine my shower door is like a portal I'm walking out of, right? So when I open the bathroom door, it's a new portal. I'm walking out of that portal and I feel different, right? I've gamified that experience. It's like, phew, milestone reached, achievement unlocked. We need that. We need that effectiveness of a game. When you go to the next level, it feels good, correct? It feels good to understand that you're getting validated by that game. That game is giving you approval and permission for you to crush it. You get that? So you might be playing, I don't know, let's use the example of stuff we know. Let's say you're playing FIFA or something, right? And you got to understand that you might be an expert FIFA player, right? You're using Ronaldinho, you're using all of these high-level skills, you're creating your own fantasy team, whatever it is, right? Now imagine you were an actual soccer player or football player, right? And you're playing like that. Like you do in the fantasy league and in the game, but you're incorporating, right? You're absorbing those amazing qualities and you're living it through in your daily life. I know a lot of people used to practice playing football or soccer in the past, but then they just gave up on it. Oh, it's a sport I used to do when I was a kid. I forgot about it, right? You guys have a lot of those types of things, right? Nostalgic things that awaken your inner child, okay? So you gotta understand those things, right? Like let's say for a soccer player who's lost his mojo and he's never touched grass, I would advise him to start kicking around the soccer ball, getting out into the field again, and just exploring that muscle memory of understanding that you used to do that, right? You were so tapped into that. You used to maybe even do a ritual, smell the grass, you know, whatever you used to do, right? When you were playing the game. A lot of people have these little things that they need to have in order for the game to be perfect and work. Okay? Now, I don't think that that's entirely necessary. It's something that our mind creates and rationalizes for us, right? Like, I need to have my lucky t-shirt if I'm gonna win against this opponent. No, you don't. Okay? That lucky t-shirt is just giving you permission to understand and be aware of your luck, right? And be more conscious of the luck coming in. That's why it's working for you. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you can understand this, you can actually make your life so exciting and gamified. You can understand that I'm going through the levels of this video game called life, and Uncle Makara is here to hand me the scroll, right? I'm like the old wizard who hands you the scroll in the video game of life and tells you to tap in. You have your own flow state code where you were so immersed, it doesn't even matter. Everything else is not your focus. Your focus is about you enjoying your craft. Think of it like a craft. You're a skillsman or a skillswoman, right? You are looking at the world through your craft. Now, my craft is flow, right? So I experience each moment, each day, every molecules of my cells are vibrating in that flow state, that alpha theta bridge, right? And I embody that quality and allow myself to engage with the present moment. But I used to be one of the biggest escapists on planet Earth, okay? But then I told myself I'm not going to join this avoidance, because I'm dancing in the void, not facing what is real. But now, I understood something. Passion is about myself. Compassion is suffering with others, right? Patir, passion. When I choose to suffer with my tribe, Primal Sutra, you better know who we are. We got an incredible ADAPTS program full of like-minded individuals. We just had Farah's drop an incredible subliminal, okay? That will hijack your spiritual mastery, right? Actually hack your consciousness to be able to have you feel all of these synchronicities, all of these mysteries, all of these hidden gifts, these little keys, okay? Once you can tap into that subliminal program, and again, this is accessible only to adepts. However, if you just send me a message, just ask me, maybe you can purchase it or something like that too. I'm open to that, but I would much rather have you be an adept and work with us, right? The people who want it, the people who are encouraged, they know that this is valuable, this is something that might work for me, then go for it, you know? Embellish into it. Don't just push it away like, oh yeah, that's just another activity for me to do, man. Okay? Don't push it away. Engage with it. Okay? Make sure that you understand that a subliminal a day keeps the doctor away, as Farah said, right? Understand that. But also, you got to know how to time your subliminal so you can gamify it. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, I listen to this subliminal, right? On Mondays and Fridays, however, I listen to a different subliminal. Now I have a nice smooth regimen of my subliminal program, right? So what are subliminals? Subliminals are sound files that are below the threshold of your consciousness. So your ears can't pick it up, but the hidden mind can, the hidden ears, right? So really start to understand that, okay? This is such a powerful topic, man. Once you get it, you really get it, okay? Some people might use the support of an app. I highly recommend you check out the app Habitica, because it literally changes the avatar as you add your little habits onto it. So let's say you're like, I meditated today, you know, I went for a nature walk, and I drank lots of water, at least 4 liters of water I drank, okay? You know you did those 3 things, cling, cling, cling. You're gonna see the little ticks, the little power-ups, the little, you know, now you can unlock different maybe weapons for the avatar or different things like this, right? You have a different toolkit, but you gotta almost be this walking toolkit, right? You gotta understand that you have all of these different techniques, but again, what technique is useful for this specific moment, that's what makes you a savage shaman. That's what makes you a priest or a priestess beast, okay? The one who knows which technique to use when. There's so many techniques you can collect, okay? There's various techniques you can collect, in fact. But the technique that works is the technique that's present right now. Someone was asking me, what's the best posture? Okay? Is it a straight posture? Is it a little bit on the side? Like, they were asking me, what is the best posture? And I think the answer lies in the next posture is the best posture, okay? Which means movement. I'm not saying that this is the best posture, right? But this, to 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 this. You see the milliseconds and the seconds, the microflow moments, which create your macroflow experiences. So what's the difference between microflow and macroflow, okay? Microflow is your day-to-day living where you're just immersed, you're looking at an incredible, beautiful scenery. Maybe it's snowing outside, right? Or maybe it's like really like you're in the tropics and you're smelling all the fruits and you're really in, right, you're in it. You're watching an immersive 3D movie with the 3D goggles, and you're completely immersed into the movie. You feel like you were the main character of that movie. And you almost see like, oh, whoa, there's like starships or, you know, past my head. That is microflow still. Macroflow, however, is life-changing, life-altering. You meet a mentor that changes your life forever, okay? You go and travel the world to a completely new place that you've never, ever been before. You suddenly find the love of your life, right? And you end up getting married. Now, I believe you should only get married if you are a person of God, okay? Because I think, well, just being spiritual in general, right? Don't go with the marriage that is just, oh yeah, the government wants it, or whatever, right? There's a specific Heros Gamos energy between Shiva Shakti that you got to understand in relationships too. And I think that aspect, I mean, what do we call social dynamics or pickup arts back in the day, right? We used to understand that pickup used to be called a game. Why was it called a game? Think about it. Because it helped the logos, the masculine mind, to understand the feminine mind. Do you guys get that? Okay. Now, I wanted to touch briefly on this topic, but I think this deserves a video all on its own. Okay. Which is this understanding of the life drive and the death drive, okay, that Freud talks about. But I also find it fascinating that Wilhelm Reich, the creator of bioenergetics, is a very similar model, okay? So you know how Freud says eros and thanatos, right? Eros is like that life drive. Thanatos is that death drive. I want to, you know, destroy, right? So understand that life and death, that cycle, right? But then now let's look at Reich. Reich is mentioning orgone, which is the life drive, and the endurer archetype, to push through the pain, okay? To endure, that's thanatos. So I find that really fascinating as your archetype changes based on your traumas, right? That's what really interested me as I started to look from the lens of positive psychology as well. But I think there are some places where positive psychology just stops. where we got to understand that there's a second wave of psychology, understanding that the negative is just as important as the positive. So we need psychology as well as positive psychology as a reference so that we can understand a more holistic framework, multi-dimensional model of sorts, right? Let's get back to the gamification. So what really is the cheat code that I'm giving you, okay? The cheat code to life is having fun, enjoyment through the moments where you feel like, man, I have to push this in the beginning, right? So think about it like, in flow state, we say struggle phase, okay, release phase, flow phase, rest or recovery, okay? And then you're back to struggle. And then you let go. Now you're in the zone, and then you rest. And then you struggle again, and then you let go. Okay, so this is the process that's happening biologically, right? Your amygdala is shifting down, maybe your parasympathetic nervous system is activating, right? So all of this stuff is happening in the background, okay? So as you tune into this, I want you to understand throughout my day, I'm gonna add 3 new habits that I know are gonna help me, not just now, but 5, 10, even after my death, it's gonna help me. How do I know that? That's besides the point. Is it going to help me administer a legacy with this gamification process? You get me? You feel me? Give me a thumbs up, man, on this video. Let's get it, okay? Dropping knowledge tsunamis up in here today. What? What, man? Okay, let's get it. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. So if you understand that, okay, I want to do more yoga, okay? Why? Because being a yogi, I get to merge with what I love, right? I understand. If I really understood Tantra, it's about connecting with the divine. If I really had to simplify it, right? And if I choose to practice just a little bit of yoga, just a little bit of asanas, right? And being able to understand that really gets you to approach the situation differently, because as a yogi, your mind becomes more flexible, just like your body does. So we know that body affects mind. Aren't yogis a lot more tolerant, adaptable, flexible? Okay? They're not harsh, okay? Now, hey, we know Yogi Chris, okay? Yogi Chris is a badass, though. He's a tough mofo, right? But that's a different story. He grew up in a military background, then went into yoga, okay? That's a different story. But if we're really looking at it, right, that adaptable mind is so potent, so pure. And you got to understand how to have that adaptable mind. So if you want that adaptable mind, right, you got to embrace some form of it. And there's many different styles of yoga, some not even incorporating movement. Now, I bet some of you didn't even know that, right? Some of you think that, oh yeah, yoga is just you doing a bunch of contortions, right? Looking sexy in yoga leggings or whatever, right? It's not what it's about, right? We have to really understand. Okay, another example, right? Let's say that every single day you rolled out a yoga mat. Whether you got on that yoga mat or not is not important. It's the fact that you created a spark for that activity to actually create the momentum. Okay? You're always a moment away from momentum. You got to understand that. Because anytime I can say to myself, I'm going to drink more water, my state has changed. I'm going to stretch a little bit after 30 seconds of speaking, I was telling my group, yesterday we were in this boiling hot room, and today we were in air conditioning. You get what I mean? So the difference was vast. And I started to notice that difference, and today it just felt chill. It felt easy, right? All because the environment supported my state of mind. Whereas yesterday I had to struggle sweating and giving a lecture and doing this and that and, doing group work. Whereas everybody, some of the students, they got dehydrated, right? I could tell. So it's important for us to understand that even something as simple as temperature, you can gamify, okay? This specific temperature in this room right now feels good to me, feels manageable. But when I waft out outside, outdoors, it feels warm and you can feel the difference, okay? Now, what I'm saying to you right now is so key. You've got to introduce a new habit while you already know you have an old habit, okay? And it's about adjusting and stacking that new habit with the old habit. So let's say every day you eat cereal. That's just a basic thing that you do. What is something that you can introduce as a practice that every day after I eat cereal, I do something? What is that? Now make it fun for you, make it a game for you, okay? Maybe give yourself like 3 tokens or something, or make it creatively engaging for you to actually accomplish the tasks and goals that you want to accomplish. Again, I don't call them goals, right? Just call them something different. Call them power-ups, right? Call your goals, you know, what kind of video game terminology are we going to use here, right? Hey, this is not just my lifestyle, it's a walkthrough, right? Of this video game of my life. Hey, I'm gonna apply all the right cheat codes in the right way to be able, and it's a legal cheat code as well, right? Because we understand this. It's somebody who's in the zone, somebody who's in flow, right? They could talk for hours. I could talk for hours, even though I'm gonna give a limit to this video, right? I could just spit for days, bro, because that's what I do. That's what I am. That's what I move with. That's what engages. And again, this quality of freestyling the moment, right? Being these freestyle shamans is so valuable, okay? Now, what if you're struggling with playing a video game, right? Let's say you're like playing Fortnite, right? And you're obsessed with Fortnite, right? You're like, oh my God, Fortnite is my life. My whole character is based on my life, and I've given him a gamer name that reflects back towards my own life so much that I'm gonna actually carry that Fortnite character through my beingness, through altering my nickname to match the gamer tag of my Fortnite character. Whoa, dude, right? Now you're really tapping into a whole different level of Fortnite that we haven't even seen before. I mean, other people are just like, oh yeah, they're on these parachutes and they're coming down, they're trying to kill each other, right? But for you, it's like now you've embedded that quality of like, you just explore space. I'm not saying go out and start shooting people, okay? Read the disclaimer, obviously, right? That's a given. That's a fact. However, you can use the qualities of those weird Fortnite character creations that you've seen and you enjoy, maybe even creating an NFT game out of it, right? Because if you love games really that much, why not pull through, right, that understanding and bring it into your day to day, okay? Really key and really important for understanding, okay? Now, I'm not even gonna read some of these comments because they're ridiculous, okay, bro? Like, hey, grow up, okay? So, once you understand this, okay, it's really gonna sharpen your skill set as a shaman, as a practitioner, if you're working in a mental health space, if you're a facilitator of something, if you're a sports person or athlete, if you're a musician, it doesn't matter. Flow state helps you in any situation. Any situation. If you could command a state of flow by just going like this, or just tapping like this, or just like this, right? Or just like this. If you can do that, and you can anchor that state of mind with a specific action that you're doing, it will pull through the cheat code of that state of mind. So let's say that, think of a time where you're feeling incredible, okay? Like let's say, well, right today when I got off of the stage and understood that, all right? Advice for ED would be Kalari Sutra, brother. Look up Kalari Sutra, okay? Next would be, it's by Vidya Jamwal, by the way. The exercises, they're very powerful for ED. And also there's lots of subliminals to help with that, okay? You don't gotta worry about that stuff, okay? It's all in the mind too. It's very mental, okay? Very mental. You gotta get out of your head, relax your body, okay? So, yeah, besides that point. So let's get back into talking about this topic, right? So when you're playing a video game, right? You're like, okay, I'm playing and I have control of this joystick. I'm just basically understanding that I'm the one in control, right, of this video game. But in your own life, you don't feel like you're the one in control. You don't feel like the main character. You don't feel like your life is moving according to the way you want it to move, right? It's like almost like this character has gone on autopilot and it's listening to other authority figures and members to look for validation enough for it to be okay for you to crush it. And I'm here to tell you, fuck all that, okay? That's pointless. Don't ever doubt your capacity to shine. You deserve to win just as much as anybody else on this planet. As soon as you hear that voice of self-doubt, you squish it flat like a little bug that just won't stop disturbing you. Because that thought, that intrusive thought, okay? I'm not smoking anything, brother. That intrusive thought is actually a flea. A tiny little flea with the tiniest little wings compared to your potential. So let me say it once more. Tap into this video game of life by going back into menu mode, by pausing the video game at times, by letting yourself breathe and be chill with it. You can understand when to make your energy go more and make your energy go less. You're chill with both. You can do whatever because you're free, man. You're free. You're not worried about appearances or keeping up with the Kardashians. You're focusing on your innate capacity, your intrinsic motivation, that ability for you to say, hey man, I'm not doing it for the certification. I'm not doing it for some kind of timestamp on this thing. This is my life, baby. And I'm here to live it like the best game ever. What's the best game ever? Life is. Look at this thing. It's 4K, 8K, HD, okay? It's completely immersive, this life. It's full of vivacity and color. So really think about this, guys, okay? Really think about this today. This is gonna change and transform your life if you really think with this mentality today. Oh, you will be unrecognizable. I guarantee you, you will be unrecognizable. Let people track you for a month, and then you become a flow state Jedi and you come back, oh my goodness, bro. Next level, okay? Now we're playing at the big leagues with the big dogs now, okay? That's what it's about. Okay. Upward Spiral Gang, may we never be the same again. Shout out to Padmasambhava and all of the gurus that came before me, all of the masters that came before me, all of the teachers that came before me, okay? Jai Guru Dev, have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. You got this, we got this. Upward Spiral Gang, gang, gang. Today's Portal Day, Jubilant June. Go catch the channeling for Sobek if you can tonight, okay? Let's get it. Us. Let's win. W's in the chat. Let's win.